Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Hollywood freaking out. They're freaking out. They're going to have this Sun Valley hoedown again. And they're thinking that it's going to go down like the dot-com bubble in 99 and 2000 because they said everybody's desperate. They're all desperate to make deals. And the Hollywood Reporter's actually calling out that none of these services look like they're going to be profitable in time, including Disney Plus.
Oh, shocker there.
Oh my God. And they're also pointing out, like we've been pointing out, that all these studios basically blew themselves up chasing streaming. And now they don't know what to do about it. So they're all going to have to like merge together, and we might wind up with just a handful of streamers and a whole bunch of decimated Hollywood studios. Meanwhile, YouTube and Tubi are doing just fine. They're doing just fine. And Tubi, which is owned by Fox, they played Disney.
But you brought up, like, I remember as soon as they bought it, after Murdoch took the money and bought it, you said, what are they going to do? Use it to make a streaming service to compete against Disney. And you said, why didn't Disney just do that in the first place? Because the structure was there. And you said that years ago.
Yeah, so 3 years ago. And look, I'm not trying to be
I think you said it even before then. At least I know back channel and on our Slacks and stuff you're talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened was Rupert Murdoch smartly sold off all of the current Fox assets minus Fox News. I don't think Disney would have wanted Fox News, but they couldn't have it anyway because they already had ABC, right? He had a garage sale and he sold Disney all of his old stuff, all the old IP, whatever. And Disney stupidly overpaid for it because Comcast ran it up, and Bob Iger is arrogant, and his hubris cost Disney probably 2 to 3 times what the Fox assets were actually worth. Rupert Murdoch took a little tiny bit of the $71 billion that Disney spent on Fox's used crap, and he went out and he bought Tubi for like $400 million. And how they talk about real estate, good bones, like the platform was already built. It was already to go. All you had to do was fill it up with new content. Disney could have spent, instead of spending billions of dollars building Disney Plus from scratch, they could have just bought Tubi for $500 million and just put Disney content on it. But oh no, we had to way overspend. And now Tubi is kicking people's asses. Tubi
it's
and
catching
YouTube.
up, yes.
They definitely
and
are.
YouTube, which we've already told you many times, YouTube has been the top of the I don't want to say streaming, but the top of the things people are watching for a while now.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Hollywood freaking out, and they all wanted to do it, and they didn't do it very smart. They thought they just threw a bunch of money at it, money at content nobody wanted to watch, like the freaking Grease prequel that was so bad they had to take it off of Paramount Plus, or Willow that they had to take a write down, take it off of Disney Plus. Yeah.
Well, let's see what stupidity they get in trouble for this year at the Sun Valley, because last year, that wasn't that Bob Iger said about the strike and, you know, they didn't deserve the money, and then that led to a bunch more stuff, you know, a lot more crap because of stuff, comments he made around the Sun Valley issue.
Yeah, and they're pointing out that they don't think Disney Plus is going to be profitable by the end of the year.
Well, no, because they're as I put out many times, they're rolling Disney Plus into just Disney streaming. I think they're leveraging Hulu to cover everything else.
So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. We're into it pretty far already. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
So this dropped on the Hollywood Reporter this morning as moguls make Sun Valley plans. Fear of big tech echoes in deal-making haven. They're all scrambling to try to make deals to survive. They said their private jets are en route to Idaho. So let me get this straight. So all these big Hollywood, big Silicon Valley deals are taking place in Idaho. Executives are gearing up to make significant changes in order to future-proof their businesses from disruption.
Too late.
It sounds like it's 1999 again. They actually are drawing parallels between the end of the dot-com bubble and how people were saying, hey, shit's going to get real. Everybody way overspent, and most of these companies aren't going to be around. And they're pointing out that, hardly any of the companies that were huge in the, late 90s, early 2000s are around anymore. Everything changes. AOL's even gone. But they're going to try to. They said there are reporters everywhere said one Sun Valley attendee speaking anonymously to the Hollywood Reporter for a July 1999 news item. So this was, they said the parallels between 1999 and 2024 are very, very hard to miss, right? Because back then, investment banker Herb Allen had this exclusive summer camp for moguls. And he basically said, look, the bottom's going to fall out of this. I'm not going to go through the whole article. I did read through this, but they said, the bottom is going to fall out of the .com thing. And it's not looking good. And they said now both big media and Hollywood are preoccupied with how much AI will disrupt their businesses, how much they'll have to remake themselves with AI to be seen as efficiently publicly traded companies. They're talking about merging. And they said the sense of unease then and now, the executives need to make some big changes soon in order to right the ship to future-proof their firms is pervasive. We all feel that we're on the verge of a big transition, a real convergence of technology and content. An unnamed guest remarked, in 1999. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like you see, history repeats itself, right? They said, rumors included talks between DreamWorks and Universal, and that happened. And speculation of whether Sony would spin off its own its entertainment assets or make an alliance with another studio. All these things happen that they talk about. So you get all the way to the very bottom, and they're like, shit is getting real right now. It's everything is going to wind up being mergers, acquisitions, and there's not going to be a whole lot left. But they said they're freaking out. They said this year is made of the same executives, same people that were there in 1999, disembarked from private jets.
Well, this shows you failure. You fail upwards. Everybody else has to pay for their failures, but they get to keep making money.
Yeah, exactly. They said Warner Brothers Discovery, just one remnant from that infamous AOL deal that unwound years earlier. AOL, like Yahoo, is now owned by Apollo, is trading near its lows as investors haven't entirely bought into the debt-laden pure play media vision outlined by David Zaslav. Disney, with Bob Iger once again at the helm, is promising that it's this close to streaming profitability and playing to dial back the spending on streaming only fare. But that's actually... The problem is you set the expectation when you spend as much as you did on the content. And that's why people subscribe to your service. They subscribe to Disney Plus for The Mandalorian, for this initially until people realized that all this stuff was going to be dog shit, but for Marvel content, whatever. There's no reason for them to subscribe. If you're not going to give them a whole bunch of exclusive experiences that they can't find anywhere else, there's no damn reason for them to subscribe.
And the thing is about all of this, especially for these people, because it's about streaming now, is a lot of them were never viable, and y'all were trying to compete, and except for Max, which was HBO or whatever, and then maybe Netflix and for the big companies, and possibly Disney Plus. The other ones weren't going to work. They never were because Netflix already owned it. The only reason Disney's doing so well is because they put Hulu in there, and Hulu was already established. So was Netflix. You could have just made content for the existing ones, and you would have been a lot further ahead. But no. And they would have probably helped you bankroll some of it. You would have saved money.
Yeah.
But nope. Y'all had to have your own thing because y'all had to see who had the biggest peepee.
That was basically it. It was like, this is these companies, they're corporate lemmings. One person does one thing. One company does one thing. Instead of hanging back and being like, let's watch them and see if they blow themselves up first before we go spend a bunch of money on it. No, they're all like, oh my God, Disney's doing this, so we need to do it too. Come on, everybody. And then it was like, oh, well, Disney and Paramount are doing it and Warner Brothers is doing it. Oh, we need to do it too. Okay, let's bet the farm on all the streaming shit that nobody has the money. Like if you subscribe to every streaming service out there, you're talking hundreds of dollars a month. And most of the shit on these streaming services are not worth watching. No. You all would have been better off. You wouldn't have lost all that money on all the failures and all that. And you greenlit so many shows that you inflated and you bloated Hollywood to the place that, you had the strikes happen and now the people are going to be out of work now because of all the bloat getting cut. They thought they won, but as we said, it was going to be the ones who get to stay won, but a lot of people are going to be cut. And that's what's going on. Yeah, and a lot of people came up in Hollywood. The people that were complaining the most, like you read these articles about, oh, I'm a Hollywood writer and I'm unemployed and I'm doing DoorDash or whatever. And I'm like 26 years old and I've been working in Hollywood for 3 years now and this is all I've ever known. I'm like, yeah, you just like in tech, like you came into it during the summertime and you've never known winter and winter is coming and
winter's here.
Winter is here. And didn't I tell people that too?
Yes, but and what makes me, here's the thing too, like the ones that are starting to come, from behind and beat your asses are like the independents, like Tubi, like YouTube. Well, YouTube was beating you for a while, but like these ones are kicking your asses and they're more independent and they're not mandating all there's some content creation. I mean, YouTube's all content creation, but it's independent. And what they're doing is they're beating you corporations in your own damn game and they're doing it in a cost-effective way and people want what they're offering and they don't want what you're offering. So you're gonna get your ass kicked by the little guy.
Yeah, they said that YouTube is growing and Disney is actually dropping.
Shocker.
It said, coupled with the fact that YouTube is also continuing its streak as the most used individual streaming platform. So now they're basically rolling YouTube into the streaming wars. Like before, it was kind of YouTube was considered social media for the longest time.
Well,
now
YouTube
it's a
does
streamer.
have they have sports and all that in there too. So
Linear
now
TV,
technically, it's starting to be more so. But it's coming for you. Tubi's coming for you, and there's some of those other smaller ones like Roku TV and stuff. They're all coming in there.
Yeah, this is this is really interesting. It said another detail, and this is where is this coming from? This is coming from Variety, right? They said another interesting detail is that while most traditional media companies either saw minimal growth or broke even, Fox had the biggest jump from 6.1% in April to 6.4% in May. The growth is partly fueled by Tubi, a channel that has historically not been seen as a major threat to platforms like Disney Plus and Netflix.
But look, if you look at this chart, right? Yeah. The light yellow is Pluto. It's almost as big as Peacock and Max and Paramount. And Roku's bigger than Paramount, Max, and Peacock. And then Tubi is bigger than all of them. Disney and Tubi are about the same. Disney Channel and Tubi are about the same. The only ones that are big are the Prime, Hulu, which are established, right. And legacy, Netflix, and then YouTube is bigger than all of the legacy ones. But it's interesting to me because Pluto is almost as big as Peacock, Max, and Paramount. Tubi is bigger than Roku, but Roku is bigger than some of the other ones, and then it's about on par with Disney Plus. Shocker! They literally took the stuff from that they sold off, took their money for a fraction of the cost. And now they're going to kick Disney Plus's ass. They take away Hulu. Disney's fucked.
Pretty much, and Tubi's catching up. I mean, this is shrewd business. This is why Rupert Murdoch. You don't have to like the guy, right? But he's damn good at what he does. He probably knew Bob Iger was an arrogant asshole, and he would overpay for fine. He's like, fine, you can have all my old shit. I'll just go make new shit. You want to overpay for my garage sale crap? You can have it, and that's
ultimately the winner's Comcast because they drove up Disney like 2 or 3 times to the $70 billion overspend, and then they turned around and Disney had to buy them out of Hulu.
Then they had the then they have the carriage thing, and then they have Comcast, and then Comcast has taken Disney's money again. This is because of Bob Iger's hubris. Comcast has taken Disney's money, building Epic Universe, which is going to kick their ass in the parks too. Mm-hmm. And all Disney did, all Bob Iger knows how to do is spend money. He doesn't
ruin IP he acquires.
And ruin IP that he acquires. They can't take care of what they have. And I think that's what's going on here is that we're seeing that a lot of these studios have too much shit that they've acquired over the years because they thought, because again, they saw Bob Iger, I think, and they're like, oh, okay, the key to growth is just buy everything. What's
also interesting? If you look at the light yellow clear up to Tubi, that's the size of like YouTube share. If you look up the light yellow clear up to the aqua for Disney Plus, that's Netflix's share.
Yeah.
So they it's a huge amount of the market, and like they keep thinking, oh, we're gonna catch up. You guys are so far away from Netflix and YouTube. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they said basically Tubi and Roku are doing what Netflix started out doing.
At a fraction of the cost.
At a fraction of the cost. Yeah, because they've got all the old stuff. So what's going on is like every time one of these studios writes off one of their turds, it winds up on Roku or Tubi or something that you can watch it for free with ads. That's what they did with, I think, whatever Warner Brothers wrote off. They have a whole bunch of like Warner channels now, and they have a bunch of their science fiction and Westworld and Raised by Wolves and stuff like that, right? The stuff that was it wasn't making them money. So now they're getting some money for it, but then these channels are also getting to
they're
keep
kicking their ass.
They're kicking their ass.
They're getting their leftovers. They're paying for it, obviously, but then they're getting more subscribers. Also, I want to point out that a lot of them are the ad supported, as opposed to the paid for now. But yeah, still, I mean, people want, when you can watch stuff for free and just watch ads, people are going to pick that over subscriptions because people have, so many expenses. Times are tough. They're going to go for the Tubi or the, was it Pluto's free with ad supported, Roku's ad supported. Paramount was our Peacock's ad supported. But I mean, a lot of the ones that are ad supported, people are going to go with those because they don't have to pay for it.
Well, now Disney's talking about doing the linear channels too. I don't know when they're going to roll that out, but it's going to be on Disney Plus. So they're probably going to have a Disney cartoon channel and
they're going to try to copy.
Disney
they're going to try to copy, what Roku and Tubi and
But
Pluto
they still have the overhead. They spent what was it, $11 billion on content for Disney, and some of it they've already had to write off.
Well, now they're going to run into trouble too because, well, one, they promised all these people that the entire Disney vault never delivered.
No.
And then two, that we did a video earlier talking about the fact that Disney's trying to leverage your signing the TOS for Disney Plus, that you agree to never sue them for anything or be part of a lawsuit. You only can go to arbitration. That comes out, people are going to be even more leery to sign on with Disney Plus. That was colossally stupid on their legal department's side. So that might bite them in the ass as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, this is the new reality, guys. Like, it is Highlander, and I think the nimble and the shrewd are going to survive, and everybody else is going to
independent voices are going to survive because people are tired of corporate bullshit. And you get these corporations that are so busy, trying to, take everything they already have and ruin every existing IP they have, insulting their fan base they already have, saying they want a new fan base, they don't want you. So these fans have to go somewhere. They're going to go start liking shows that are geared and catered to them. And independents are still delivering what customers want, what audiences want. And now Disney's trying to course correct, like with Inside Out too, and it worked. When you give people what they flipping want, they'll give you their support and money. It's really not that hard.
No, it's not, but it's going to be a very painful lesson for Hollywood, and I don't think there's going to be much left of Hollywood. I think basically Hollywood and tech are going to kind of merge, and it's whoever owns the rights to whatever shows. But look, IP can live for years on reruns. I mean, look at the Brady Bunch and look at Scooby-Doo. Mm-hmm. Like, our generation watched them in reruns, and it kept the brands alive. And they're talking that shows now like, Gilmore Girls and, all these, Friends had a second life in reruns. And again, people will go back to old content and they'll watch it again and again.
They'll buy the physical copies of it. So they don't even have to go to your platform at all.
Yeah.
If you piss them off and you have the ownership of the content, they'll just go buy the physical copies and watch it there.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going on. I think a lot of these streamers are pissing people off for one reason or another, whether it's a constant price gouging, like every quarter they raise the price.
Or political stuff, or ruining
political
IP.
stuff, or the content's just not that good. But I mean, for me, honestly, if it wasn't for like you and the kids watching Hulu, I would probably just, if I were younger, I would just go buy a TV from Walmart for $300. It already had all the Tubi and Roku built into it,
YouTube and all that,
and just pay for cable or pay for the internet. That's it.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I'm curious to see what kind of dumbassery comes out of Sun Valley. I'm waiting to see, if Bob Iger makes another really stupid comment or something to cause more trouble. Because now they're like, they have all the IATSE stuff going on. So it'll be interesting to see if they do something else. So they'll come out with AI. They're going to use all this AI stuff, and it's going to piss off the customers.
Oh, absolutely.
Or something stupid.
But
they're going to burn themselves to the ground because they were stupid to begin with.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. This is what happens. It's ironic it's Sun Valley because these studios got too close to the sun, and they Icarus themselves, and now they got to pick up the pieces. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.